Here is the 2013 All-Big 12 Team and Individual Awards as voted on by the league's coaches. Baylor's Art Briles was named the Coach of the Year. In his 6th year as the Bears coach, he guided the team to its first Big 12 championship and 11 victories, the most in school history. Baylor will take on Central Florida in the Fiesta Bowl. Junior quarterback Bryce Petty of Baylor was selected as the Offensive Player of the Year. In his first season as a starter, Petty was in charge of the nation's most productive offense. He threw for 3,844 yards and 30 touchdowns with just 2 interceptions. Jackson Jeffcoat of Texas and Jason Verrett of TCU shared the Defensive Player of the Year award. Jeffcoat, a defensive end, led the Big 12 with 12 sacks, and his 75 tackles are the most by a Texas defensive end in 19 seasons. Verrett, a lockdown corner, had 2 interceptions and broke up 14 passes. Kansas State junior Tyler Lockett was voted as a Special Teams Player of the Year. Lockett, who was also the Wildcats' top receiver and led the Big 12 in all-purpose yardage, was a game changer as a kick returner. He averaged 25.5 yards per return. The Offensive Freshman of the Year is Texas Tech quarterback Baker Mayfield. A walk-on who arrived in Lubbock in July, he started the season opener and finished with 2,315 yards passing and 12 touchdowns as he helped the Red Raiders finish second in the nation in passing offense. Oklahoma linebacker Dominique Alexander is the Defensive Freshman of the Year. Because of an injury to senior starter Corey Nelson, Alexander had to step in as a starter at midseason and immediately became a key cog in a Sooners defense that led the Big 12. Alexander averaged 6.2 tackles per game. Kansas State junior defensive end Ryan Mueller was named the Defensive Lineman of the Year. A former walk-on, Mueller became a force for the Wildcats' defensive front. He led the Big 12 in tackles for loss and was second in sacks and forced fumbles. Baylor's Cyril Richardson, a senior guard, was voted as the Offensive Lineman of the Year. Considered one of the nation's best offensive linemen, the 6'5", 340-pound Richardson was a consistent force for the Bears' offense that led the nation with 624 yards per game. The Defensive Newcomer of the Year is Kansas sophomore safety Isaiah Johnson. A junior college transfer who was a receiver in high school, Johnson finished with 5 of the Jayhawks' 14 interceptions and also finished second on the team with 70 tackles. Charles Sims of West Virginia was voted as the Offensive Newcomer of the Year. A transfer from Houston, the senior running back became the Mountaineers' first 1,000-yard rusher since 2009 and also tied for the team lead in receptions with 45. And here's the All-Big 12 first team. And the All-Big 12 second team. For the Big 12 Digital Network, I'm Wendell Barnhouse.